Okay, so as someone with almost no experience with Bethesda games outside of Skyrim, I decided to give Oblivion a try. I wanted to stay in the Elder Scrolls series, and I didn't feel comfortable starting with Morrowind, but if I like Oblivion, then I might go back and try Morrowind, but it's probably going to be a little bit too outdated. But I just wanted to compare the start of Oblivion and Skyrim because I found the differences between them pretty interesting. Now, I'm just going to assume that anyone watching this has played both Skyrim and Oblivion, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about the intros, but in Oblivion, you get a cinematic with an incredibly epic tone that gives you the extremely daunting task of saving the world from oblivion. In Skyrim, however, you aren't really given any such information about the story, and the only interesting thing that happens is that a dragon shows up and prevents you from being executed. And when playing Skyrim for the first time, you wouldn't know that the dragon that attacks Helgen is Alduin, so narratively, Oblivion has a more engaging start than Skyrim, but in Oblivion, for the tutorial area of the game, you're going through underground caves and sewers, and it's really long and not really all that interesting, at least in terms of gameplay, but narratively, I think it's fine. Essentially, the game splits you up from the Emperor to give you a tutorial, and then rejoins you with the Emperor after you've had some time with the combat, and it's done really well. I just thought it was a little long. Skyrim, on the other hand, does a better job at creating epic moments in gameplay rather than having a strong narrative, since the start of the game has you running from Alduin, which is really cool the first time through, but it is, isn't on subsequent playthroughs. In general, I think Oblivion's tutorial section is better. I really like that they give you one final chance to change your character before stepping out into the world, but third person in Oblivion I find really shitty. Generally, I like playing these kind of games in third person, but I tried and it was just too off putting. And I found navigating the menus took a little bit of getting used to, but once I figured it out, it was fine. And I think I actually prefer it to Skyrim's menus. I think it's just presented better. But as someone who's only experience with Oblivion being basically just meme videos where the game's been modded to hell, I'd say that I enjoyed the game a lot more than I was anticipating. Considering what content I've consumed of Oblivion would lead me to believe, right? I thought it was just going to be a broken, mess of a game. But it's really just not like that, and it's a lot more chill and more grounded than I initially anticipated it being. But, I mean, I'm still just at the start of the game. I basically just did the first quest, essentially. But, anyway, that's pretty much all that I wanted to say.